President Akufo-Addo, who has submitted to Parliament for approval a list of persons he's nominated to serve as ministers in his new government. Included in the list of 46 are many of those who served in his first administration. A few others, such as former Deputy Education Minister Dr. Akufo-Addo and former Deputy Attorney General Akufo-Addo, have been elevated to serve as substantive ministers. The number of ministries has also been slashed, while some others have been scrapped. Presidential correspondent Elton Brobe joins us with more on the appointees. Elton, why don't you tell us those who have been appointed?
So, Aisha, from the list that we have from the presidency, it looks like names that played various roles in the president's first term in office still found themselves in the second term in the president's administration. So let's start from the top. And for the position of national security, we have Albert Kandapa as the sector minister nominee for the position of national security. Then we have Ken Oforiatta as the minister nominee for finance. For trade and industry, Alan Kojo Chematen. Defense, Dominic Nitiu, member of parliament. Interior, Ambrose Derry, member of parliament. Foreign affairs and regional integration, Shelley Ayokoboche. Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Akufo-Addo, who until this particular announcement was a deputy attorney general. For the position of local government decentralization and rural development, as a new addition, we have Honorable Dan Kwaku-Botwe, who is also a member of parliament for Okre in the Eastern region. Parliamentary affairs, again, the majority leader was a chairman and was member of parliament for Swami constituency in the Ashanti region. For communications and digitization, there is Esla Owusu Ekufo, member of parliament. Food and agriculture, Dr. Owusu Efie Akoto, a former member of parliament for Kwadaso in the Ashanti region. For energy, the education minister in the first term of President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, member of parliament for Menchia South, moved from the education ministry and now heading the Ministry of Energy. For education, his deputy, whom he worked with in the first term of President Akufo-Addo's administration, Dr. Yao Osei Aduchi, member of parliament for Bosomke, is now the minister designate for education. Health is Kweku Ajman Menu, member of parliament for Doma Central. Lands and natural resources, we have a new member of parliament representing the people of Damango, former deputy chief of staff, and now minister designate for lands and natural resources, Samuel Abujinapo.
Elton, hold on there for me, because we've been joined by one of those who has been elevated, Dr. Yao Educhum. Congratulations are in order, Dr. Educhum. Hello, Doc. Hello, Dr. Educhum.
Hello.
You're on Joy News Prime, and I'm congratulating you for your elevation. What do you think may have earned you this promotion?
Thank you so much. I'm grateful to God for His grace, and very thankful to the President for giving me the opportunity to serve the good people of Ghana. And I cannot say this without also thanking my friends in the media for rooting for me and supporting me and giving me the opportunity to communicate with Ghanaians. And of course, the people of Bosomtwe for voting for me and giving me the opportunity to serve in Parliament and also serve the people of Ghana. So I'm grateful, very grateful.
So how did the news get to you?
Of course, the President met with me, so I knew it was coming. But a friend, I was having a meeting, and a friend said, "Hey, do you know that they've released a list?" And he showed it to me, and said, "Wow, finally it's out." And I think I'll never forget that moment when I saw my name as Education Minister Designate, and very exciting. At first, I could not believe it. It has been a long journey.
You could not believe it?
It has come. Yes, I'm here.
You could not believe it was your name there?
Yes.
But why? But you've earned it. You should believe in yourself.
Yes, I believe in myself, but it also takes somebody, a leader who is looking for talent, a leader who is looking for competent people to serve his country. I mean, you can do all the work, but if the president is not looking for competent people to lead on his behalf and to transform the fortunes of the country, even though he may be competent, it will not amount to much. So I'm very grateful that the president is a leader who is looking for competent people to serve the good people of Ghana. So I'm forever grateful to Nana Akufo-Addo. Otherwise, my competence will amount to nothing.
We all certainly are happy for you, and congratulations once again. But what are your marching orders?
Marching orders will happen after my vetting. I believe my good friends in the MPP and NDC will all rally around me. I know they'll grill me a bit, but I think they know what I'm about, and they'll give me their blessings so that I can serve the group of Ghana. And thereafter, the marching orders will be received when the president swears me in. And from that point forward, we are going to look at education as the most important vehicle for socio-economic transformation of the country, and not an end in itself as a means to an end. So in everything that we do, it's not the process that counts, it's the outcome that counts. And the linkages between education and economic transformation is what we are going to pursue. So marching orders will happen after I'm sworn in as the Minister for Education for the Republic of Ghana.
But is there something different you seek to do that you couldn't have done in your first term under your minister, your boss?
Let me tell you this. The president ultimately has a vision supported by the manifesto, and that is what we pursued during our first term. And we also have the manifesto for the second term. So, of course, some things will be different because what we said in the second term manifesto is not the same thing we said in the first manifesto. So, yes, I'll have opportunity to pursue the president's vision for the country, manifested through the manifesto of the second term. And, of course, some of the things are different, and we are going to pursue that so that in totality, it will be said that President Akufo-Addo took education seriously and we were able to compete with other nations around the world. I don't believe in the idea of being the best in Africa. I think we can be the best in the world, and our education systems should be fashioned along those lines so that together we can fashion an education system that truly makes us competitive around the world, and that forever transform the fortunes of this country.
Congratulations once again, and we wish you all the best in your new role. And that was Dr. Edichum, former Deputy Education Minister, who is now nominee for the Education Ministry. Elton Brobe is still there with the list. Elton, tell me more about those who have appointments and those who do not have.
So, Angela, what we see is simply a continuation, mostly from the first term of President Akufo-Addo. So I got to education, and we had the Education Minister nominee, Dr. Akufo-Addo. So from education to health, the Akufo-Addo, member of Parliament for the Mass Central Continuing, Samuel Abujina, for Member of Parliament for Damango, is heading the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry. That's if it is successful with the Parliament's Appointments Committee. Roads and Highways, same person. Honorable Kwesi Amakwanta, Member of Parliament for Etiwa West in the Eastern Region. Works and Housing, Francis Asenso Boache, who until this appointment served as Deputy Chief of Staff to President Akufo-Addo in his first term, now Member of Parliament for Bantama in the Ashanti region, and now elevated to a cabinet status, Minister for Works and Housing. And then from Works and Housing, moved to Transport. Kwaku Ofori Esiama, he held the same position during the first term of President Akufo-Addo. Fisheries and Aquaculture, maybe Sawa Kumsem. During the first term, she was the Minister for Special Development, and now Fisheries and Aquaculture. She's Member of Parliament from the Central Region. Railway Development, there's a change in here. John Peter Amewu, in the first term of President Akufo-Addo, he served first as Minister for Land and Natural Resources, later reshuffled to head the Energy Ministry, and now to Railway Development. He is a Member of Parliament for Hohoi in the Volta region. Sanitation and water resources, same person, Cecilia Abinadapa. In the first term of President Akufo-Addo, she was first made Minister for Aviation and then later moved to Sanitation and Water Resources, now maintaining that same portfolio subject to approval by Parliament. Tourism, art and culture, we have a new face, Awar Mohammed, but not new in the government because in the first term of President Akufo-Addo, he was the Minister for Business Development and now has been moved to a substantive ministry, tourism, arts and culture. Gender, children and social protection, the Member of Parliament for Dom Kwabinyam, Sarah Adwasafo. In the first term of President Akufo-Addo, she held the Minister of State at the Procurement Ministry. That ministry has been scrapped, and now she will be heading the Gender, Children and Social Protection. That is if she's successful with Parliament. Chief Justice in Religious Affairs is Ebenezer Kojoku, Member of Parliament, Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation. Dr. Koku Efriye, Member of Parliament for Sevier, also in the Western North region. Ignatius Balfour, he was the Minister for Employment in the first term and has been nominated again for the same portfolio. Member of Parliament for Sunyani West in the Bono region. Information, again, is taken over by Kojo Oponko, Member of Parliament for Ofuasia Yerebi in the Eastern region, and now again nominated for the position of Minister for Information. Youth and Sports, there's a change in here. Isaac Kwame Esiama, Member of Parliament for Achumam in the Ashanti region. He held this position during the first term of President Akufo-Addo. He actually is one of the longest serving, or he went down as one of the longest serving ministers for youth and sports, but now is not in the government for the second term of President Akufo-Addo because that position has been taken over by the Member of Parliament for Yakaba Kubore, Mustafa Yusuf. He served as Executive Secretary of the National Service Secretariat and now elevated to the position of the Cabinet Status as Youth and Sports Minister. Now we have a new ministry, Public Enterprises, and the former Deputy Energy Minister, Member of Parliament for Ifia in the Western region, Honorable Joseph Kujo, is now the minister nominee for this position. And finally, Works and Housing, Frida Prempe, Member of Parliament for Tana North in the Ahafo region. She was a deputy minister in the same ministry, but now elevated to the position of a Minister of State. But the information I have regarding the Works and Housing Ministry, and the reason we have a substantive minister, a Minister of State, and likely a deputy minister, is that government has identified housing as a major economic activity for the second term of President Akufo-Addo. The more reason why a lot of attention is being paid to this sector. My information is that government within the next 4 years is hoping to construct as many as possible affordable housing projects, especially for those in the public sector, under a rent-to-own, initiative. That's how come there's concentration here at the Ministry of Works and Housing. And the more reason why President Akufo decided to go in for somebody he can really trust, somebody who knows how he thinks, how he works. And that's how come a former Deputy Chief of Staff who also was the President Advisor on Political Affairs, Asenso Boachi, heading this ministry with another Minister of State. And then for the regions, 16 regions in all, I will just run you through. I have with George Boachi. Ashanti region, Simon Osemensa, he was the minister during the President Akufo-Addo first term in the Ashanti region. There's a change in the Bono region. Justina Owusu Banahene, she was Sunyani MCE and now substantive Bono regional minister. Bono is Abidjan. Central region is again Justina Marigold Assam. Eastern region is Seth Ejampo, former Member of Parliament from Triaso. Greater Accra region is Henry Korte. He was a deputy interior minister during the first term of President Akufo-Addo, and now has been moved to the Greater Accra region as a regional minister. Northern region is Sani Al-Hassan Saibu. Northeast is Yidana Zakaria. Oti is Joseph Makubu. Savannah region is Saeed Mahazu Jibril. Upper East is Seven Yakubu. Upper West is Dr. Hafiz bin Sali. Volta region is Dr. Achiwo Yawlechap. Western is Kwamena Oshwe Dakume as a Member of Parliament for Takoradi. And he held the same position during the first term of President Akufo-Addo. And then finally, Western North is Richard Oben. And that's his constitutionally demanded. This list tomorrow when Parliament is in session at 10 a.m., a communication will be read by the Speaker of Parliament, and then a referral will be made to the Appointments Committee. The job of the Appointments Committee is to first meet on the list, schedule them, and then write to the public to tell them that if you have anything against any of the ministers that have been nominated by President Akufo-Addo, please submit your petition within a week to 2 weeks, and then they will start the public sitting. When they are done, they will present their report to the plenary for a decision to be taken on these ministers. The recommendations of the Appointments Committee will form the basis upon which the plenary will vote to whether accept, reject the nominees. Aisha.
Elton, you started with reasons why this kind of people have been chosen for the various ministries. I'm curious to know more about what really went into choosing all these people to head these ministries, and also the scrapping of certain ministries and bringing in new ministries.
Aisha, I know for sure that President Akufo-Addo held several discussions with key holders, especially in the party, some identifiable groups in the country. Now, after the elections, some members of the party had concerns about the attitude of some of the ministers and the need for the president to reshuffle some of them. There was also calls for the president to bring in new faces because the outcome of the election was such that Ghanaians were not particularly or overly excited about the performance of the NPP administration. That's how come the results came in the way it did. Now, I'm told that President Akufo-Addo's argument for maintaining some of them when he met some of these people was that he needed continuity in the office because he had used the last 4 years to lay a solid foundation that is going to propel the country into an economic takeoff. And for him, but for COVID, Ghana would have risen to a position where we'll pride ourselves as a proper middle-income country. But COVID eroded most of the gains, and for that reason, there was a need for him to maintain the status quo, the need for them to work with people he had worked with in his first 4 years, who helped in the rolling out of the foundation ready for the takeoff. So any change would, according to him, disrupt his plan and activities that he has for the country for the next 4 years. That is how come some of these names came back strongly, apart from a few areas like energy and education and few other ministries that saw a change. There was also the need for a proper regional balance. So some people who all of us thought were going to find themselves in the administration, somebody like Isaac Esiama, Minister for Youth and Sports, is no longer in the lineup because basically President Akufo-Addo says he wants to respect the regional balance that the Constitution imposes on him. So that's how come these names are in the list. But fundamentally, he has identified, for example, housing. He has identified building a robust economy that is self-reliant, because according to him, COVID has, opened the country up to the need for us to rely inwardly for our own solutions, and also the need for the health minister to continue to construct the 80 hospitals identified in areas that do not have health facilities. So bringing in new persons, according to him, would present a situation where they have to now learn from the scratch and start building. By the time they are on their feet, they will be 2 years into the administration. So continuity was a main factor. He also looked at competence and people who believe in the vision of His Excellency the President. These are the overriding principles that push him to maintain almost the same squad for the next 4 years.
Wish him all the best, all of them, as they await vetting by Parliament's Appointments Committee. Elton Brobe is Presidential Affairs Correspondent, and he'll be bringing us more on the list that will be occupying various ministerial positions.